Hello students, today I am going to show you how non-directional overcurrent uh, relay protection works in power system by using ETAP simulation. For this, first of all, you have to double click on this icon ETAP 12.6.0. Then it will show you this kind of window. Then go to File, open a new project. After that, we get this kind of window. Here you have to give the directory or path of the folder. Then click on the browse button. I'm already made one. I've already made one folder there for our experiment. So I'm just selecting that folder. So this is the path of the folder. Then you have to give a name of the file. So this is non-directional OC relay. So I'm giving the name OC relay. Just type OC relay. Then here you have to choose the unit system. So you can choose either English unit system or metric unit system. For our case, I'm going to use this metric unit system. So click OK. Then you can give your name here, username here, and click OK button. After that, it will show you this kind of window. So in this blank window, first of all, we need the few components, the basic components, that is the generator. This is the generator tab. So you have to select this generator. Then we need bus bar. Then we need some transformer, single phase transformer. I'm going to select, and then you can select a load. Different types of load are there. Motor load, dynamic load. I'm just going to use this static load. So these are the basic components for this experiment. So first of all, I am going to click on this generator. Just click on this generator first. Now zoom in this window for your convenience, so you can see it clearly now. Next, go to the bus bar. Now click on the bus bar button. Now click here. Now this is your bus one now. Next, select one transformer, single phase transformer. Now select this single phase transformer here. Then again click the bus bar button. Now select this bus bar button. Drag this bus bar button like this. And after that, at the end, select the static load from here. Now select the static load here. So this part is complete. So now you have to connect these components. Before connecting this component, you have to uh, give the ratings of these components. First of all, so double click on this generator one. Then initially in the info tab, you can see there are different types of operation mode. There are different types of operation mode there. So from here, I'm going to select the swing mode operation, because you know that for load flow analysis we need a swing bus or slack bus. So I'm selecting swing mode operation for that initially. Next, go to the rating tab. So we need, these are the view some basic ratings. So first we need this rating tab, then we need impedance and model tab, then inertia tab. So these are the basic parameters for this generator. So first of all, click on the rating tab, then give the megawatt rating, give the megawatt rating and kilovolt rating here. So for our experiment, I'm going to choose 50 megawatt power is generated and 11 kV voltage is generated here. Now power factor is 0.85 here. I'm not changing it. Then go to the next tab, that is impedance or model tab. Okay, just click on the impedance or model tab. Then here you can see, here you can see that initially that impedance data are this data are 0. Initially this data is 0, so you have to take the typical data from here. So select the equivalent, equivalent model, dynamic model, and just click on the typical data tab, and this will give you the value or default value of impedances. Okay, so it is automatically calculated by this software. Next, go to the inertia tab as given here. Now go to the inertia tab. This is the inertia tab. Now click on this. Now give the inertia constant h. Give the value of this inertia constant h, that is 0.2. For all cases, I am just giving this value 0.2, 0.2 and 0.2. So next click OK. So these are the basic parameters. We need not to give any other parameters. So if you want, you can give, but it is you have to give the basic parameters first. Okay, this is the primary requirement. So generator part is done. Next, this generated voltage here, that is 11 kV voltage. Now this generator is now connected with bus 1. Bus 1 voltage is 0 kV initially. So if we connect this bus bar 1 with generator 1, then it becomes 11 kV automatically. Okay, so this bus bar, it will take that voltage automatically, that is 11 kV. Next, join the primary of this transformer with the bus bar 1. So double click on this transformer, then go to the rating, tab. Now in this rating tab, if you click on this, you can see that primary winding, it is taking that voltage 11 kV automatically, and initially these full load currents are 0. So next you have to provide that secondary voltage and the MVA rating of the transformer. So for secondary voltage is 6.6 kV. I'm just selecting 6.6 kV, and MVA rating, I'm taking MVA rating is 10 MVA. So if we take this value and click outside, that full load current, that is FLA, it comes automatically. Okay, so you can see here this current, it becomes primary full load current is 525 and secondary current is 875. Okay, so these are the full load current. FLA stands for full load current. So I'm taking this value. This value is very important for our next part. So next, go to the impedance tab. We need some basic parameter here also, and click on this impedance tab. So here also you can see that impedance is 0 initially. Positive and zero sequence impedances are 0 here, and that no load test data is also is blank. Okay, so you have to take the data automatically. So first click on this typical Z and X by R and typical value. Just click on this two tab, and this will give you the data automatically. So transformer part is done, and click OK. Next you have to join. The CT secondary with bus bar 2. So CT secondary now connected with bus 2. Bus 2 initial voltage is 0 kV. Now if we connect it here, you can see here it becomes automatically 6.6 kV. Okay, so now it becomes 6.6 kV. So next, connect the load, static load with bus bar 2. Now you have to give the value of this this MVA loading for the static load. Now go to the loading, second tab, that is loading. Now here click on MVA. Now click on this MVA. This MVA, it transforms into KVA. Okay, so if we click on this, it becomes KVA now. And next you have to take the KVA rating of this static load. For our case, I am taking 50 KVA load. Then click OK. So this single line diagram is complete. Then you have to check whether the all parameters are okay or not. Is anything wrong or not? Okay. So you have to run the load flow analysis. Then how to run the load flow analysis? So this is the tab. This tab is used for load flow analysis. So first of all, you have to click on this tab. Just click on this tab. Now this will show you a briefcase there. Now by this clicking on this briefcase, you can take the method of load flow, and by clicking on this tab you can run the load flow. Okay, so first click on this briefcase. This will give you different types of method there. I am taking Newton-Raphson method for this load flow analysis. Then click OK. Next, if I run the load flow analysis by clicking on this run load flow tab, first of all it takes some output name, so you have to give some output name. So output name is load flow. You can give any other name also, it is not mandatory. So you can say, give any other name, test 2, test 1, like this. Okay, so you have to give some output name for this load flow analysis, then click OK. Now this will show you that everything is okay, nothing is wrong. So you can check it from this alert view. So this is the alert view. If I click on this will show you nothing is there, so no fault is there, so everything is okay. Okay, so it indicates that all the parameters are correct. Okay, all the parameters are okay for our experiment. Then again go to this edit button, this pencil sign, this is basically the edit button. Then click on this edit button. So next you have to select the relay, CT and circuit breaker. So this is the protective part, protective component. For this non-directional protection, we need only the CT. Okay, only the current transformer is required. No PT is required for this case. So this is the CT. Then this one is your overcurrent relay, and here this is the circuit breaker. So we need these three components here. So first of all, click on CT tab and click on this line. Click on this line. So CT is now connected. Now double click on this transformer. Go to rating. Now here you can see transformer secondary full load current is 875. Okay, so this current is 875. So for CT, the primary CT current, it must be 875. Okay, so then double click on this CT, go to rating. Now initially this value is 0, but you have to put 875 ampere as a primary current, and in secondary I am taking 5 ampere, because generally we take 5 ampere for this case, protection case. So I am taking 5 ampere as a secondary current. So next we need a circuit breaker there. So circuit breaker, you have to just click on this part, high voltage circuit breaker. Click on this and click on the line. So circuit breaker 1, CB1 is automatically connected. So next double click on this circuit breaker. Go to rating. Go to rating. Then go to the library. Go to this library tab. Now click on this library tab. So from here you have to select the circuit breaker model. So you can choose any other model, but higher rated kV is not required here, because your circuit breaker is connected with 6.6 kV voltage. The circuit breaker is here, it is connected with 6.6 kV voltage. So 25 rated kV it is not required here. Okay, so you have to select the circuit breaker rating is such that it is near our near this value. Okay, 6.6 kV, close to 6.6 kV. So for this I am going to select Alstom model, the second one, and here we have a circuit breaker having 7.2 kV rating. Okay, so just click on this OK button. This will give you rated kV 7.2 kV and rated ampere, that is 1250 ampere. Okay, now you have to change these two value. Now click on this 7.2 and take it 6.6, and click on rated ampere and take it 875 ampere. Now we can change the time delay. I'm taking 0.1 second for this circuit breaker operation, then click OK. So next you have to connect the overcurrent relay from here. Now click on this overcurrent relay. Now click on this overcurrent relay. Now click here, and next you have to connect this overcurrent relay with the CT. So connect join relay and CT here. Join relay and CT here. So next double click on this overcurrent relay. Now you have to choose the relay model. There are different types of relay model. You have to choose the correct one. So go to this OCR tab. Now click on OCR. Then go to this library. From library, you have to choose the correct overcurrent relay. Okay, for your application. There are different types of overcurrent relay in the market, but you have to take the suitable for your application. So here I'm going to use Siemens relay model. I'm going to take Siemens company, and this model number is 7SD610. Now here you can see this function of this relay is overcurrent. Okay, and this kind of relay is generally used for differential protection of lines, cables, transformer. So these are the basic application of this kind of relay. Okay, you can check it from here. So next click OK. Now you can see this relay has two types of application: overcurrent, time delay overcurrent operation, and instantaneous overcurrent operation. You have to off this instantaneous operation. So just click on this tab. So I'm just going to off this instantaneous operation and just going to take that phase overcurrent relay operation first. Now you can change the pickup current from this window. So this is the pickup current and this is the time dial setting. So you can change this value. I'm taking the second one, 0.5 to 20 second for 5 ampere, because our CT secondary current is 5 ampere. So I'm taking this current 5 ampere. And you can also change the time dial setting. It is by default, it is 0.5. Now I'm taking it 0.8. You can take any other value also. Okay, within the range of the time dial setting. Next, this is basically the phase over current relay. But this relay, it also has some ground over current, that is the earth fault operation also. So next click on the ground button, ground tab, again of the instantaneous operation, and here you can see the pickup current level for earth fault relay and the phase over current relay is different. That is, the pickup current level is different because for earth fault relay, a low value of current will pass through the uh, grounded path, okay, or neutral grounded path. So here I'm taking the default value, and here you can change the time dial setting. I'm taking 0.8 for our operation. Then everything is okay. Then your relay model is now selected. So next what you have to do, you have to check your output and input. Okay, first check the input. Input must be connected with the CT. So click on this input button. So now you can see CT1 and CT1 for phase and ground already connected. So you need not to take anything else. And here another voltage part is given, but it is not required because this is a non-directional overcurrent relay, so you need not to take any voltage here. Okay, so next click on the next tab, that is output tab. Now output is connected with the circuit breaker, so relay output is connected with CV1. Go to this add button. Now click OK. It is already, this ID is CV1, so click OK. So circuit breaker is automatically selected. Then at last click OK button. Okay. So now your protective part is also done. So next you have to run the fault analysis. So here we have a tab star coordination, this tab, protective star coordination. So you have to click on this tab here, click on this, and your window will change in the right side. Then click on this briefcase button, and then you have to click on this icon. Now by default this icon is three-phase fault. It is the three-phase short circuit fault. Okay, first click on the briefcase button, go to the sequence of operations. So we have different fault sequence, that is LG fault, LL fault, LLG fault. Okay, so I'm selecting line to ground fault, then click OK. Now this icon in the right side, it will change automatically. Okay, so now you can see this icon will change automatically. Just click on this and make some artificial fault here. Make some artificial fault here. It needs some output name, so I'm taking fault as the output name of this file. Click OK. So now we have an artificial LG fault there. Now you can see first relay will sense the fault and then circuit breaker will trip. Now how to check the sequence of operation, how you can change the sequence? Just click on this sequence viewer, just click on this sequence viewer, and we get this kind of window. So here you can see our fault is line to ground fault. Okay, and both phase over current delay and earth fault delay both will operate. Okay, phase and ground both will operate because this is the LG fault, and then circuit breaker will operate after 0.1 second or 100 millisecond. Okay, so your operation time is 30.8 for both cases, phase and ground. Then after 100 millisecond, it becomes circuit breaker will operate. So total actual time is 131 millisecond is the actual time of operation. So this is for the sequence clear. Now after LG fault, you can see your bus voltage, now it will change. So initially it was 6.6 kV, but after the fault it becomes 3.63 kV for LG fault. Okay, so if we have any other type of fault, this will change again. Suppose I'm just selecting this briefcase, then go to sequence of operation, then create line to ground fault here. Okay, so click line to ground fault. So this icon will change again. Click on this. Now click on the this side, output side, load side. Now again, it will make some fault, line to line fault, and again this value will change. Now it becomes 3.78. So this voltage is changed. It will change for line to ground fault. So again go to the sequence viewer. Now go to this sequence viewer. Now we can see only the phase over current relay will operate. Why? Because line to line fault occurs, so only the phase over current relay will operate and circuit breaker will operate. Okay, so for LG fault both will operate, phase and ground over current ground relay both will operate, but in case of line to line fault only the phase over current relay will operate. So in this way, if you change the type of fault, again suppose I'm taking symmetrical fault, three-phase fault. Now again this value will change, voltage will change again. So if I create some fault here in the load side, so now this voltage it becomes 0 kV. Okay, so symmetrical fault is the most severe fault in the power system. So you can see it from here, your voltage will deteriorate to 0, so it becomes 0. Okay, so this is the most severe fault. And now if we click on the sequence viewer, again we have only the phase over current relay will operate and the circuit breaker will operate. So you can check it from this sequence viewer, and you can change the type of fault and you can check it. So that's all for today's experiment. I hope you will understand this. Thank you.